Here's another spicy game where I'm going to show you the potential of Xyrella with her buddy, which is a 2-star, or a tier 2 I mean, 2-2 that gets +2/+2, that's a lot of 2s, whenever you play a card with attack equal to health. Now here I rolled, didn't hit a token, it's a full token lobby, so I'm going to get really greedy trying to find those. We have, you know, more tokens here that I'm going to freeze and a pair. But yeah, so you get this rather early and it should scale a lot. We did the math and about 1 out of 3 cards in the game actually has attack equal to health, so it should scale up normally quite a lot. And you can also, you know, try and look for cards. Plus your hero power, if you hero power something, it's gonna turn the card into a 2/2, so also gonna buff the buddy that you get. So you basically get a free card that scales incredibly well. It has the beast tribe, so it can fit into a menagerie board or whatever the hell you want to do. I want to roll here for more pairs or triples since I do have my hero power. I'm able to find a triple, but now because of the buddy meter, I'm not going to buy the triple. Normally I would hero power the triple here, hold in hand, and the next turn double level play, but because you want to win fights, because there's no armor, tempo is good, and you want your buddy meter to progress, I actually have to make like this awkward play where I freeze a triple and I have to buy different cards instead. So I progress, get my buddy guaranteed, and now I need to double level, sell, and take the triple. I'm still gonna go into a 4 because it is still an avenge meta, and there's an acolyte in my shop, so hitting a dazzling would still be pretty amazing in this spot. And here's our little dude that we got. So every time I play a card with equal stats and attack, is gonna gain +2/+2. It's already a 4/4 here. This entire shop has stats equal to health, so I'm just gonna play this hyena, get another buff on that. I decide to freeze because Elemental is just a free +4/+4 buff onto my board, which is insane. Like, Elemental is such a bonus. I don't know if freezing is correct. I feel like it is, just because we have this Elekk. It's like playing a better, like a clunker with a brand for free, essentially, if you want to like compare the stats that you can put onto this card. But yeah, so with this tempo, it's already 6/6. I lost the fight, but I can definitely level. It's gonna be a 10/10 that I can level with. Also, my triple was bad. Like a Hydra really sucks in this spot, but I took it because I could scale it up, you know. I'm playing a lot of elementals anyway, so we could find a Domo to scale it up. I might go into Menagerie, whatever. Hydra is just a nice piece to have on the board in case you find the additional tools. I lose again to a creator that is playing quite a heavy tempo board as well, with double promo Drake somehow. Also with his buddy that obviously is gonna get a lot of stats from those Drakes. So now we're on tier 4 with still a decent amount of health, not doing much. I'm just gonna hero power this card because it is free. With hero power it's a token, so it sells back for 2, and I'm gonna look for either this triple now or just strong shit. And we found a Bronze Warden, which is, I mean, it's a good Menagerie card, and I've been a big fan of Menagerie, so I'll just take it in case I do find buffs, in case I do find anything. I can now play Mugs as well, and Jugs, so that was another big reason why I just want to buy some good cards on the board that I can start building on. And Argus will, you know, be able to taunt these as well, and it's equal stats to attack, which is another bonus, an extra +2/+2, so it's actually a +4/+4 buff. There's our triple. I gotta go fast, and we just take it into a 5. I've actually been really enjoying tripling to 5s as of recent, just because, you know, it's harder to level to 5, and a lot of the slower scaling is pretty good. Like, I think if you're not aware of what the meta is like right now, I did do a podcast episode explaining how I feel about direction, about scaling, and Lightfang and Menagerie actually being in a decent spot. And I think this game pretty well illustrates it, where I just have like a big elephant from buddy. I deal 15 here. And I have a Lightfang that buffs only 2 tribes, but I mean, it buffs a beast. And then the Bronze Warden. The Hydra is still unbuffed. And there's a Mage Domo, which I decide to take because then I can start stacking some attack onto this Hydra that I still have. And I want to cycle Elementals anyway, since Elementals are very cheap and they will buff my elephant. I keep calling it elephant. It's Baby Elekk, I think, right? But yeah, so I'm just playing some more mid-range scaling, adding onto this board, hopefully able to snowball at some point. I do really have to find more tribes though. I'm still just a 2-tribe Lightfang gamer, so preferably I find a Cyclone as elemental. Also, Gambler is just a free +2/+2. I don't understand why Xyrella got such a powerful buddy. I don't see, again, too many people play Xyrella or rate her high, but this feels insane. Like, Xyrella is already super strong with tokens and with what she can do with her hero power. adding like a free card that scales like this seems mental. I'm gonna end on an arm here because I do, you know, was able to play the Argus onto these 2 cards, and it's also equal attack and health. So we now are scaling in multiple ways, with Light Fang still 2 tribes, with a major domo to get this Hydra finally up to speed, and an arm to just get some attack onto this Bronze Warden and I guess the Elekk. So we got the triple on our buddy. I think it's turn 8. It's still rather early. Now I could triple into a 5, finding another Brand or a Light Fang or Mitrex, but I think I just want to try and find a Magedon on 6, or maybe a Flattusk into Agam, but there's no Quillboars in this game, so I guess that's not even possible. Turns out it's just going to be an Armageddon. That's going to be my 3rd tribe. Let's see if I can find another tribe to put on the board, so that way at least, you know, maybe it's not complete garbage. It is not fixable. There is no Max in the lobby. There is Murlocs though, so we just hope that it's going to get a shield. I'm going to play this Sally, which again is free, works with the Domo, stacks onto the Elekk, and there's going to be another tribe for a Armageddon. Like, it's so cool how everything interacts with each other now, how all these cards just all serve a much greater purpose. I'm able to get poison onto the Armageddon. I preferred getting the shield, but hey, I guess we got a poison to put on our board as well. I'll just play a Swabby since, again, it has a lot of purposes. It's another tribe with this Light Fang, I suppose. It is gonna buff the Elekk, and it makes leveling cheaper if I want to go to 6 at some point. And as you'll see, we're really strong. This Yogg is still milking. They're very healthy somehow. We're gonna deal 20 because damage cap is already long gone for 2 turns. I feel like players do die a lot earlier. I do see people getting 8 a lot quicker than before. And I'll take a Hogger just because it's another tribe. It's better than the Swabby, and it has potential, you know. If I find a second Hogger, we could try and make something work. There's a second Hogger. The reason I'm keeping this option open is because I'm not doing much. I still have like 1 major domo, 1 Light Fang. I'm scaling rather slow. I need to find something more exponential. So again, I'll just buy another tribe that's decent. I'm trying to figure out what the perfect play here is as well. I don't really see what I would sell on this board. I have no clue. Everything serves a purpose. So I'm just gonna Hero Power this Elemental, freeze, and figure it out next turn. Probably get rid of the Light Fang since it's actually getting slow now. It's good early on, but you need to find a second one or a Brand to pivot into. Otherwise, you need to go out of it. So yeah, I'm just gonna freeze to get the other Elemental because again, it is just a lot of free stats together with the Elekk and the Domo. I want to get this Hydra up to some higher attack. 13 attack is not that much at all. And there's Pirates, I guess, that are free that I can buy if I slap this second Hogger on the board. That I'm not gonna play the second Hogger yet because I don't want to commit onto Pirates. But here I find a Tony, meaning if I go on one of my Hoggers, I'm actually infinite. So maybe it's time to commit now. I'll sell my Light Fang, and there's also a Peggy there. There's a very complex spot to be in because you don't want to overcommit and die, but you do need to pivot into something or we also die. So I need to make find the right balance between selling the good cards, like Bronze Warden, for example, is an okay card, but not good enough. I'd rather get the extra stats here with the Peggy for a little bit, and I need to play my Tony and try and get a Hogger Golden anyway. Now, if I need to play my Tony, I need to sell something still on the board. It is either going to be the Major Domo, but I'm going to play so many Elementals, it's probably Peggy, since it's still a 6-5 on the board that is not going to do anything at the end of the turn. I can always refine it if I'm infinite, if I do end up, you know, getting that Golden Hogger. And Hydra is going to get a lot of buzz here. And obviously I'm not selling my Armageddon or my Elekk. So this turn was super interesting, from like just the full menagerie setup in one turn trying to pivot into infinite APM pirates. Whatever the meta is, I'll always try and find a way to play my broken pirates, trust me. So now I just need 4 things to die. Hopefully we'll get there. Hydra got to 21. We're facing someone who is rather strong, but we got our Golden Hogger. I honestly don't care about taking damage. Even if I took like 20 damage here, I'm infinite, so we can stabilize. You see me pulling up the Hogger APM pirate playlist again, because in one turn, like from finding one Hogger, completely flipping into APM, one of my favorite things to do. So yeah, I'm just gonna start cycling pirates. Now, where we go from this spot and why APM is so good to pivot into, I'll quickly remind you guys, like, you can do anything. You have infinite gold, so don't just play pirates. You don't just have to play a board full of pirates to do APM. I have this Elekk that is just gonna keep scaling. Like, surprisingly enough, a lot of pirates actually have attack equal to health. You have Gambler, Briny Bootlegger, Hogger, all of these pirates have attack equal to health and are gonna help scale this Elekk, which is pretty funny. You'll see at the end how big it's gonna be compared to how big it is now. I found a triple Hydra, I don't know how, but sure. Then there's an Eliza, which you don't really care about. The Amagno is probably gonna stay. We still can't module it, but it's also gonna get buffed if we find a Peggy eventually or use his arm. I'm looking for a Bren as well. So we just use our infinite gold to put some stats on the board to find better tech cards and pivot into a good endgame to counter my opponents. I'll still take mirror zones because I think my opponent will still, you know, have some good cards useful for me. I'm infinite anyway. I can buy anything really. Now at the end of the turn, of course, I find my Peggies a little bit late, but better late than never. And I'm also picking up poison because they're facing elementals, so poison is probably just gonna be guaranteed good against my next opponent. So, okay, what we did is sold the mediocre scaling, went infinite, and this is our board now. We got some decent stats. Now, this dude is massive. If we want to win this lobby, we're not going to get there just cycling pirates, I think, because we found it very late. I think we'll still get outskilled by this elemental gamer and maybe by the others. I don't know what the curator is doing. We get the ghost though, we get some breeding room. So now is a perfect time to probably level at some point, try and look for Hamuls, look for more Amalgadons, Bran Lookout, Seafood Slingers, all that stuff. I'm rolling a bit on tier 5 first though, looking for that Bran first, because without Bran and Lookouts, going to 6 is always a bit risky. I think I could have just leveled though, but here I go. I wanted to play, yeah, order, okay, I played a Swabby after I leveled. I was about to say I want to play Swabbies first, no one saw that, and yeah, just get some stats on these bad boys. There's a Hamul, which is the main reason I leveled as well. So, it is really hard to keep talking over APM pirates because I'm just buying and selling pirates, but I hope you guys get the point of why I did this pivot in the first place. I feel like a lot of people will tell me that it was probably like so risky to try and take those hoggers there and pivot. What if I didn't get the golden hogger? The thing is, I would have just died here. I would have gotten a 4th, 3rd anyway. A single Lightwing is not going to get me anywhere. I would only have stabilized if I hit Bran Lookouts and then was able to hit Amalgadons, which is harder to do than if you're infinite. So if you're a good infinite pirate player, if you have good APM, you should be able to get multiple triples, go to 6, find Lookouts. See, I found another Amalgadon here. Sadly, it didn't get poisoned, but we can't poison it because, you know, Sephin. There's a Bran and a Lookout. Finally, I found the cards that I wanted. And as well, you should be able to skill a whole lot more if you're infinite with those arms, which I didn't find a single arm here. Didn't find Luther for a while. I also, you know, have one golden Peggy mainly, which is how I skill. I'm going to respect the ghost and play a Zep against them because I don't want to accidentally lose here since I am still in a very good winning position. And Reborn Maximus would also be good. So that is the main reason why going into APM is almost always correct. There's very few boards, maybe if you're like big elementals, but there's almost very few boards in the mid game where you wouldn't like to have a golden hogger just because of the high roll that you can put out. So the thing is, I'm not even high rolling that much. Like I got an Amalgadon without poison, wasn't able to find Sephin to end on, and this other Amalgadon doesn't have a shield yet either. So I could just triple this Amalgadon that I currently have on the board, triple it, find more Amalgadons that way. Still haven't seen Seafood Slingers either. And look at how big my Elekk is. Like, I'm not scaling it with anything but buying and selling pirates, which is just beautiful, isn't it? I think the card is so flexible. It is so easy to get some great value. But again, if you want to win this game, we need to sell out of stuff. I'm probably selling out of my Hogger, my Peggy, maybe my other Hogger. They're all so small. Maybe I could sell out of the Amalgadon. I'm looking for Golden Selfless as a good endgame. I'm going to just triple this Amalgadon, I think. Because again, I will get a Poison Device Shield guaranteed since one of them has Shield and Poison already. And maybe I can find more Amalgadons this way. I end up not finding an Amalgadon or a Slinger, but a MarkMcKz now, so maybe we get that Reborn. I might also have skipped a Selfless at this point because I was... Oh, there's a Selfless that I'm going to skip. Because I'm so focused on what do I sell here, how do I optimize my board, what do I need to beat my opponent. I need to play this Lookout, looking for, again, Amalgadon. And my board is very unoptimized. Like, I feel like you should have a way better board here, a lot more stats, but I didn't find many arms or any arms these last couple turns. Didn't find Reborn, didn't find... I could have had a pair on Selfless here, but that wouldn't have been enough. Or Seafood Slingers. So, yeah, you can see me shaking my head. I'm not entirely sure because this is the elemental player. But I think, look at how big this Elekk is. It doubled in size over 2 turns just playing APM. I love it a lot. And it's just good to know that APM will always be able to pull through no matter the meta. And high roll games like this. Hope you enjoyed it. I think this was my first APM game of the new patch. I had a lot of fun with this transition. I think it was very clean from Menagerie. You don't see that too often. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you will give Xyrella a try as well. And have a good day.